wanna take you away, take you from the Hunger Games. I wanna fight, take away the pain you're feeling tonight.
Welcome. Happy Hunger Games. May the odds be ever in your favor.
Hello everybody, my name is Kira. My name is Linda, and today we are going to be discussing Mockingjay Part 2. We had the opportunity to go to the pre-screening for Mockingjay Part 2 where we got to do loads of fun stuff, and we vlogged a little bit of it, so I'm just going to insert some of the usable footage here because we were kind of a mess. So we hope you enjoy this, and when it's over we'll get to our review. Hello everybody! Today we are on our way to see Mockingjay Part 2, and we're going to the pre-screening, so we're getting to see it early, which we're really excited about. Don't even ask how we managed to do that. We're going to get to see some of the costumes they wore, as well as there being prizes and other stuff, and seeing the movie, and we're going to get to review it for you guys very soon. Hello everybody! We are standing in the cinema. That's Liam Hemsworth. That's Liam. Look, they have one Chewie. And that's Natalie. These are the costumes worn by Liam Hemsworth and Natalie Dormer in Mockingjay Part 2. And they're after doing like a whole setup for it, and we're so excited, we're dying. You're just like, okay, so we're about to go in like 20 minutes. Okay, so we've been out of the movie for about a half an hour now, so we're kind of gone delirious. To sum it up, we're emotional, we're broken, but satisfied, and it was amazing, and we can't wait for you all to see it as well, because it's so good. Bring tissues. It's been an amazing journey watching all these movies. We're probably going to go see it again 2, 3 more times. Just a few. We're going to sign off, so bye guys. So how fun did that look? No, seriously though, it was really fun. And as you saw, we got to see costumes worn by Liam Hemsworth and Natalie Dormer, and we got to take pictures with them. We met somebody dressed up as Effie and got our pictures taken, and lots of fun things. And our cinema went really out for Mockingjay, which was great. They even rolled out a red carpet going the whole way in, and it said "Welcome to District 12" up on the top. Anyway, so it was really fun, but we're gonna get to our review because that's what you guys want to see. We're gonna start off with a non-spoilery review for those of you who haven't seen it yet, because obviously we went to a pre-screening, so
not many of you have seen it yet.
yeah,
Because it's only coming out today. We're recording this. For those of you who are complaining that Mockingjay Part 1 was not action-packed, it's because it's all in this one. This entire movie was completely action-packed.
basically the whole movie is just action, and you don't get a chance to comprehend what's going on. There's just death after death after death after death
After death. There's a lot of death. It's a war.
war.
Terrible war.
I guess it's important to let you guys know that we just loved it so much. It was everything we could have asked for. There were moments that, you know, of course, in every movie that we would have loved to have seen that weren't in it, but they really just captured what these books mean.
They did stick to the books really well.
Yeah.
Like, there were direct quotes that Kira and I both recognized straight away.
We loved it. We don't have that many complaints. There was just things that we would have loved to have seen in it, and it was really fast-paced, so sometimes you kind of miss what's happening if you start crying. As usual, cinematography is amazing.
And I'm
So
not
beautiful.
I'm not as bad as Kira for the film list, but the movie's beautiful.
We were both kind of crying over the score.
Songs were brought back from the first few movies.
If you were a fan of the scores from the previous movies, you're gonna feel it here. Bring tissues. You're gonna cry.
Wear waterproof mascara.
It's really emotional. It just really hits you, especially when the movie ends and you realize that it's over. Overall, anyway, it was unbelievable. Perfect ending. Action-packed. It was upsetting. It had so much raw emotion in it. Acting was perfect. If you're about to leave us now because our non-spoilery review is over, then we hope you enjoyed it, and please go see the movie. It's really worth it. You won't regret it. You'll regret it if you don't go to see it, because it's the last time it'll ever be in theaters. Anyway, have fun. Go to see it. Bye. We're gonna get into the important stuff here. The beginning ruined us.
Oh, completely.
Like,
It was gone.
it had one of those openings that just hits you like.
Beforehand, they did show us the trailers of the first 3 movies. Oh my god, that was so terrifying. The second it came on, like the first noise, Kira and I both just went, no,
No.
and then they didn't.
I think it was the smart choice to get Prim to replace Deli to go in to see Peta. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I think that scene was a lot worse in the movie. When he was screaming at her and
because of Josh's acting.
Josh's acting.
His acting alone was amazing.
Jennifer is Queen, and she nailed all of her scenes. All of the acting was
We couldn't
stunning.
have asked for a better cast, or crew, or anything. Katniss's neck, when they removed the brace, you don't expect it to be that bad, but then it's really bad.
She was struggling to talk, and it was so heartbreaking.
This is completely out of order, and this is like the end of the movie, but we need to talk about it now because
Epilogue time!
I'm growing back together.
Oh my god, we have waited years to see this moment, and they were so. Oh my god, it was so perfect!
The baby jumping on Josh!
And they did it so beautifully because they decided to do a montage. The second we saw Katniss in the woods, we were like, and then she finds Peta planting the primroses, and she literally falls into his arms and starts crying. I was like, oh no, here come the tears. They're coming.
Instant tear!
Then we had that little montage where they're having dinner with Haymitch, which is so cute because they're like a family. Finnick and Peta had a complete bromance, and it was so unexpected. And they just kept helping each other out, and they were so protective of one another, and especially in that last scene where they were together, when they were helping each other to fight off the mutts. And of course, Finnick was the one who came up with the idea for the real or not real game. I just loved how their relationship was developed because it wasn't like that in the book.
It was adorable!
It was really cute. And speaking of that scene in the sewer,
No,
we need to talk about
we're not talking.
We need to talk about the sewer scene. It was amazing, and it was so worth filming for 3 weeks because it is unbelievable. It's probably one of the best sequences of all of the movies. Just gonna get our pillows. So, we started crying. Whenever the mutts started whispering Katniss's name, we knew it was coming. It was an unbelievable scene. We were on the edges of our seat the whole time, but we were crying.
You're hiding behind your coat.
This is all you could see of my face.
It was me grabbing onto her arm.
Okay, so it got to the bit just where they're at the ladder and we knew it was coming, and my crying was getting worse and worse.
She was dry heaving.
And so they were helping each other out and they were all fighting the mutts, and then everyone starts climbing up the ladder and Finnick gets overwhelmed by the mutts. The second he was dragged down by one of them, the two of us lost it. Because in this movie you grow to love Finnick even more because he's such a sarcastic, arrogant little... It was one of the moments in the movie that was really funny with him. I realised I was not in the slightest bit ready.
No.
And then he's getting attacked. And he's screaming Katniss's name and she's screaming his, and then she
Presses the button on the hollow, says Nightlock 3 times, and drops it.
and then it explodes. Even though loads of characters died throughout these movies, I think Finnick's hit us the hardest out of them all, and even more so than Prim.
This is probably the most relevant quote right now.
It takes 10 times longer to put yourself back together than it does to fall apart.
Which is very true, because it's going to take us 10 times longer to put ourselves back together after this movie than it did to fall apart during it. Luckily for me, that scene that we talk about in our trailer reaction, link is down below, the scene with the little girl with the yellow coat, the girl was in it,
But she was alive, and then
her mother died and
but-
she was crying over her mother. But
that's all we saw.
the second that we saw the yellow coat, we both just went,
No,
no, no, no. We thought that they were going to do it, but they didn't, and I was so relieved. Thank you.
One thing we absolutely loved out of everything in the whole world.
This was the one thing we just needed to hear, even more than real or not real. We were like, we need
It was
to hear
more
this.
than real or not real.
That's saying something.
It was you're a painter, you're a baker. All that adorableness. Oh my god, it was so emotional.
Another very important moment that we were extremely happy about was Peeta and Katniss kind of explained the whole bread thing that happened in the first book, because it wasn't really explained properly in the movie, which really annoyed us, but they explained exactly what happened, and it was perfect because people needed to know that, because not many people really understood that hadn't read the book. We absolutely loved Joanna in this movie as well, even though she was only in it for a little bit.
Go Jenna!
And some of her direct quotes were in there as well, which were amazing. Feel free to take all of this personally.
Joanna's reaction to the Capitol Hunger Games.
That was hilarious.
She just started laughing.
Then of course there was the assassination.
When we think she's meant to shoot President Snow.
You can see she's staring at Snow for ages and he's just looking at her, and then her eyes just flick up and you're like, oh, she's gonna do it. I'm so glad that they left in the bit where Peeta stops Katniss from taking the nightlock, and just the look of pure terror on her face when she realizes she can't escape now.
Okay, so Effie and Haymitch just
They
kissed!
Finally, we want to talk about one of the most emotional, heart-wrenching, just raw scenes in the movie. It was when Katniss came home after the war. She sees Buttercup in the kitchen and she starts throwing things at him and screaming at him. And she was crying, and Jen's acting was just stunning. It was even more heartbreaking when after she was breaking down, she picked him up and just held him to her. Anyway, we want to end this on a good note, so just remember, epilogue! I guess this is where we're gonna end it. So I just want to say thank you to the cast, the crew, everyone who made these movies possible. Thank you to you guys, the fandom, you've been amazing. We're gonna be really upset now that it's over, but we get to see it a few more times. We've loved doing these videos for you guys, and we hope that you have enjoyed them. We hope you liked our review too, and if you did, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more from us, then subscribe. We know we'll probably eventually do more videos surrounding the Hunger Games because we'll be so distraught that it's over.
So leave a comment down below of what your favorite scene was in this movie or any of the movies prior to it.
And if you haven't seen it yet, then tell us what you're most excited to see. And I guess, yeah.
So,
That's it.
until next time,
Bye!
by going down into this frickin'...
You're getting emotional.
Question, did she drop the bird?
Did she drop the bird?
The scene with, after the meat grinder with Finnick, fuck! The scene after the meat grinder with Katniss and Peeta and the stay alive part.
That wasn't stay alive, that was stay with me.
Stay
We forgot
with
to
me.
mention stay with me.
Shit, we're
Okay.
fucking off! But
was
then
amazing.
he kissed her cheek, but then she kissed him.
Just two guys